Not for long, I make bad financial decisions.
Just a girl. Bridge over water, I am jumping on.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we have some amazing financial decisions that we're going to be looking at. Just kidding, they're terrible. Let's get into it. Yeah, I'd say a new car for $33,000 at 7% interest would be a absolutely terrible financial decision. Because I'm assuming that, I don't know what her job is, but let's say she makes on the high end, let's say she makes $100K a year. That car is still 33% of her income before tax. It doesn't matter if it's only $500 a month. You're still paying $33,000 for a depreciating asset. One that's going to be worth half the value. Or is it a Kia? It's going to be worth half the value in 7 years, maybe not even. Please do not do this. She's saying she wants to cash out her 401k to buy their dream home. She understands it's a bad financial decision, but it's tempting. I don't think she realizes how bad of a decision it is, especially with interest rates right now at 7%. Depends, maybe that's starting to come down again still, but the housing prices are still insane. It would be stupid to do that. And what I don't think she realizes is that the last 4 or 5 years, they've gone up 20% a year or whatever. I don't even know what it is. I just know it's crazy high. House prices have doubled in the last 5 years. But on average, a home appreciates, depending on the area, big cities or wherever, but I'd say about 4% per year if you were to average it out over the last 50, 60, 70 years. But investments in a 401k, one, they're tax deductible now. You have to pay taxes on them in the future, but you basically just pay it forward. The S&P 500 averages 10% per year. So that's 6% compounded annually that you're missing out on because of that. Also, homes have a lot of expenses that most people don't take into consideration before they buy. That's one of the reasons why right now in my life, renting makes more sense, even though it might be more than a mortgage or even just slightly less. I don't have to worry about fixing anything. If the air conditioner breaks, I don't have to go out $5,000. There's so many different things to look into when deciding between buying a home and renting.
All right, Carter, you got 2587.
Not for long, I make bad financial decisions.
Don't worry, dude, so does everybody else.
Bridge over water, I am jumping on. Taking a picture.
Thank you. It's not all sunshine and rainbows, like what I was just talking about. She bought a home in her early 20s. I'm hoping she didn't liquidate her retirement for it. And she's regretting it now because negative equity, because they bought, I presume 2 years ago, and their house is probably worth the same, or if not 50K less. And let's see, 7% interest rate. Yeah, it's in her description, 7% interest rate. And the problem with 7% interest on such a big loan is that at the beginning, it's all front-loaded interest. So you're not really getting any equity for the first 7 years of a 30-year mortgage. Very little equity, maybe a couple $100s a month.
Here are the 2 worst financial mistakes I ever made. And this is coming from a normal person. I'm not super financially successful, but I'm also not a disconnected rich person who's going to tell you, well, after I sold my 6th property, then I didn't quite get the return on the 7th property. No, it's nothing like that. For people that are closer to my situation, you're starting to have some money that you're looking to save up or invest or whatever. These are 2 of the worst mistakes I ever made. Number 1, sports gambling. Don't do it. The only way I can tell you it's okay to
I agree. Sports gambling. Unless you have a crazy amount of extra money that you just don't care if it goes to zero, nobody should be sports gambling.
sports gamble is if you have a healthy relationship with gambling, and that is that you can put the occasional small amount of money on a game to, just kind of have a good time with your friends or something like that. Gambling is an addiction just like any drug, just like anything else. But instead of hurting your body or your brain, it's going to kill your bank account. It is a sickness. It will get into your brain and it will destroy your financial life way faster than you realize. My story with...
I agree 100%. Sports gambling is way out of control in today's society. I know some people that live paycheck to paycheck, they complain that they're broke, but then they gamble hundreds of dollars every paycheck. It's what are you doing? It doesn't make any sense.
Story with gambling was when I first started gambling on sports, I went up $7,000 within the first 4 months, right? The needle was in me, okay? I was like, oh, I could probably never work again. I could just do this full time, blah, blah, blah. Going insane, okay? Probably within a month or two of gaining that $7,000, I had lost all of it. and then also down an additional $1,000. And then ever since that point, all I did was lose. I would win a little bit, and then I would lose twice that amount. Until eventually I lost $12,000. So it's like alcohol. If you can maintain a very healthy, moderate relationship with it, then that's fine. But as soon as you understand that it's becoming a problem, as soon as you understand that it's becoming an addiction, you cannot do it. I'm telling you right now, it's designed to infect your brain. You will not win. This business wouldn't exist if you were going to win. People don't win. The companies win. The second thing,
odds in sports betting are meant to be against you. If you think you can beat the odds, you might get lucky. But the longer you sports bet or gamble, the more likely you are to lose. So if you're up in gambling, just stop. Because the more you play, the more likely you're going to be in the negative. That's how probability and statistics work. And they don't teach that.
Form of gambling, the stock market. And I'm not telling people not to invest in the stock market. You should absolutely, if you're able to, put money into the stock market. But don't fool yourself into thinking that you're going to become a day trader. That is a mistake that I made, like a lot of people in 2020. I thought, oh, I'm going to become a day trader. I know a lot about stocks. Blah, blah, blah. No, I know nothing. There are people that dedicate their entire lives to studying financials, studying stocks, that are still wrong all the time. If you're one of those people that is your job is to study financial reports and understand companies, then that is when like actual day trading makes sense. The mistake.
If you guys are going to day trade, do not day trade live capital like your own money. Start with paper trading, and then once you have a little bit of confidence and you're actually winning, do not use real money until you're winning. Go through a prop firm. It's like $100, and then you do a test. You have to build it up an account, I think 6%, and then they give you a real account and you can trade with their money, but your risk is only $100. If you blow the account, you're still only out your $100. You just lose the account and you have to redo your test. A lot of people try to get into day trading, they lose a lot of money because they trade live capital right away. And if you're gonna do it, use prop firms. Thank me later.
The mistake that I made is that all of my money, the entire time, should have been going into long-term index funds.
Index funds, you can choose the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, like indexes. There's plenty of indexes where you can choose a mutual fund that gets you a little bit of everything. Like,
took a bunch of money, I put it into certain stocks. Some of them did all right, so I was like, oh, I know what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. And then I put a bunch of money into other stocks and a bunch of them tanked. Okay?
Yeah, another thing, don't buy single stocks unless you're very certain about the company, like you have very high hopes and you're willing for it to, if it blows up in your face, it blows up in your face. And do not have more than, my rule is 10% for a single stock. 10% of my portfolio, no more for a single stock. But honestly, 5% is probably actually a better bet.
The only stocks that have performed well consistently over time are long-term index funds. So if you're just going to dump your money in and forget about it, which is what you should do unless you are trying to day trade, which again, you shouldn't, unless you're trying to make that your long-term career, which you shouldn't, okay? Dump money into ETFs, forget about it, let it rise over time. It's going to crash. It will crash. That's an inevitability. People are doomsday every year.
Yeah, some people say, oh, it's risky to put money in the stock market. Yes, it is. But the biggest crash ever, I think, was about 30%. So you had $10,000, now you have $7,000. But guess what? There's never been a 20-year period in the stock market where people didn't make money. I think across 5 years, there's 70% chance that your money will be up. And after, I think, I forget what the statistic is, 9-ish years, it's 99.5% chance that your stocks will be worth more than when you bought them. So it's risky. Everything is risky. If you want to collect your 0.1% interest in your savings account with your bank, fine by me. And if you really don't want to go in stocks, get a high yield savings account. You can get like 2 to 4%, way better than a normal savings account. It's guaranteed. But the rates do usually change with the Fed interest rates. So there's also bonds, but if you're gonna put the money away for more than 7 years, just put it in the stock market.
Oh, the stock market crash is coming. Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Okay, keep investing. Keep putting money in. Whether the stock market is high, whether the stock market is low, pick index funds, dump it in, leave it, let it grow over time. The ones I recommend are the S&P, VTI, and VOO. Those are the ones that I'm most heavily invested in.
He said VOO and S&P. VOO is a mutual fund, not an index, because VOO is literally the S&P 500. That's what VOO is. If you buy VOO, it's a stock ticker, you're buying the S&P.
Wherever you're at in life, if you're starting to get to the point where you have some savings, you're starting to think about investing money, don't do those things. There are two things that I screwed up that I now have the benefit of hindsight to tell you, do not do it. Here are the two words.
Alrighty, I like that video. Said some negatives, but gambling, and then some what you should do with your money instead. I like it. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching. If you did make it all the way to the end of the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.